All right, so this is kind of just my progress update for Thursday. Here is the, I guess you'd call it, a turbo manifold looking thingy. Not really a manifold though, but you get the idea. What I ended up doing, can't really see, it's all boogered up from my fantastic welds, as you can see. But I found a little adapter, I think 1/2 inch to 5/8 is what I used. And it kind of looked like, it was like a soda can thickness, like the lid from there to there. And I mean, it came out decent. I painted it with just a header paint from Napa. Put these 2 little brackets here for extra support because the turbo is going to be heavy. And I plan on doing a bracket above the turbo to the top of the bed, which would be, you know, up in there somewhere. But besides that, this took a long time, a lot longer than I was expecting, but it's done now, which is good. Here's the turbo. I got started on the drain a little bit. I got that right here. This is, I don't know what you'd call the original part, but that thread to an 8 fitting. And then this is a 45? Yeah, 45 A&8, I guess, angle. And that'll sit, let's see, roughly, that's how I'll be sitting in the car, meaning the drain will be pointed. It'll be pointed like right here. So it should work out. I'm not looking forward to getting that pan off this weekend. Let's see if I can show you. Let me grab a light. I think I got a light around here. Yep. There is the pan. This pan does not look like a fun pan, because that's in the way. And it might come out. Hopefully that comes out, because otherwise we're gonna drop the whole motor a little bit. You get those, some bolts right there, up and around. I can't tell if there's anything in between that. Just whatever this is. I don't know what that is. No idea what that is, but whatever that is right there. And then, yeah, this piece definitely has to, I might have to drop this motor. Oh, that's for future me to figure out. But that's kind of where I'm at now. Alright, this is future me. 20 minutes in the future. Learn the hard way. You do have to drop the motor technically. It looks like these 3 in the motor kind of fell. But got a jack under there. It will be alright. So now I got to get those bolts up top out. Side, bottom. There. A couple more up there. And that should pull the pan off. And right here, where this little sun is where I want to get the drain into, hopefully. Because as you can see, that rubber hose right there won't be there. But you see that little, I guess, T. Let me try to zoom in on it. That right there. Watch from up top. That, the motor kind of fell. Well, that was actually broken before, I think, but now I broke it again. Anyways, that's the little thing I'm talking about right here. I could run the drain right where that sun is through these 2 bolts and right up to here where the turbo will be. You can see down there. Maybe you can't. That's the pan down there. And that should work pretty good. I drain the oil. Now it's time to remove this pan. Alright, after way too much work, the pan is finally off. Oh my god. It's not that it was hard to get off, it was just on there so good. That RTV been sitting there 30 years, you know what I mean? So what I did, so I'll show you the exact screwdriver from a Mountain Cheapy. It's got that little super thin tip right here. And hammered it in there. That's like a little primer right there, and kind of just worked my way up, you know, popping it as I go. And there we go. It's off. And great news. That's how it sits on the car. Or on the truck, I guess you'd technically call it. Right here, where I want to get the drain. Nothing. I could do it anywhere I want, which is perfect. Because as you can see, doing that, I'm really risking hitting my oil pickup tube. But, I mean, I'm not hitting that. So, I'm super happy with how this is looking in here. All my worries and concerns are basically gone now, which is super good. Here's the pan off. This is a dipstick, so this is like under the driver's seat technically. So if you can imagine that being the front of the car there. Right here, I think stuff is where I think I'm gonna put the drain. So like that. As you can see, I'm a little scared with this right here, a little close to my liking. My reasoning for right there in such like a weird spot is look, that hole right there, right down there, the triangle looking hole, that's the oil pan. And where I marked that pink stuff is right in the middle of that little triangle. So if I can get the drain right there, come up right through here and perfectly go there. No, not even worried about it if I do it like that. And worst comes to worst, I just grind this bottom piece right here away if I need to. And it'll work fine. I'm not worried at all. But what I gotta do now is get to drilling. And I'm scared, but I gotta do it, right? So that's my next step. And just like that, there's a hole. See? See how will it sit? That. And I did pretty good. I mean, it's a little too big, but I'm gonna stuff some RTV in there and call it a day, hopefully. And that's what it should look like when I'm done. All right, there it is, all put together. So what I did, after I drilled that hole out, just step it by the way to get that hole nice and even. Just grinded. Just clean off the paint just so it's a flat surface. RTV on both sides. This through, and RTV on both those little gaskets it came with. Tightened it, and I put my RTV around, and that's just because why not? I'd rather be safe than sorry. I know it's like a mess. This won't ever be seen again. This will, then I'll probably be judged a little, but that's fine. And then one thing for the RTV, this is what I used, Honda Bond. Only reason I use this is because my co-workers in the shop say that's what's best. So I was like, all right. Plus it's free. But that's the setup. Okay, so we do have a problem, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is find out what that bracket is and how important it is, and probably get rid of it. I should have gone way more to the left too. I can't change it, so I gotta fix it. Gotta grind it away. Now you can see that easily. Come over here. That's that bracket. Try to cut it as close as I probably grind it some more. So that's the piece. I'm hoping. Super hot though. There we go. And that's gonna sit a little something. Let me grab that. So that's gonna sit something. Just in there nicely. That's where I'm at now. So just a little bit more down, and that'll be good. If I grind the sides too a little bit, so I clean that up, and I'll show you what it looks like. There it is. Bracket is cut way too big, but I think that should work. I might grind right over on that edge over there, if you could see down there. So it's kind of close over there. I might grind that some more, but I think this will work fine. That's it with the adapter, and there is space. See? Good amount of space, so I'm not really worried about having to cut more. So what I'm going to do now is kind of just take the pan back off, get that adapter on there, clean this all up a good amount, then put that bracket back on and call it a day. Alright, just got this prepped with a new gasket, as you can see. Decently clean, it's not perfect, but I'm not too worried. It does look good. And then for the pan, I rinsed it out with water and brushed clean. It looks like in here now, and there's a little bit of metal, but that's gonna work its way out. The filter should catch most of it. I'll probably do an oil change super early, but it's all prepped. RTV's way in there. I don't think I really got to get that out. I might a little bit though, but okay, there it is, all ready for RTV. I used a screwdriver, kind of chipped it out in there. It's not too big of a deal. I don't think that there's some left, but I guess I'll find out. Once again, Honda bond for the RTV. It's gonna go all the way around it, kind of like that, all the way around, and then stick it on there. Try to tighten the bolts starting in the middle, like crisscross, working my way out. It's probably good luck finding a torque spec, so this is just going to be until it feels right to me. Probably 20 foot-pounds max, probably not even that much, probably 10, just snug it up, just a little bit. I'm not going to record any of this because this is technically time sensitive and I make a mess with RTV, so I'll see if you guys struggle to watch me deal with that. Alright, so there is the pan back on. All the bolts are on and tightened. One thing that is a problem, possibly at least, is a bolt right behind that fitting, the drain that I put there. So I'm leaving it out. I'm gonna hope that it's gonna be fine. I mean, it's up top. There's not gonna be oil sitting up there really, so it should be okay. And if it's a problem, I'll figure it out then. But they're all tight. I mean, I probably did 10 foot-pounds on each one, roughly. I do think it's gonna seal it fine, hopefully. I'm gonna probably a 7 out of 10 content in this, so let it sit. Probably it definitely needs to dry for at least 24 hours. Probably drying for like 24 days though, with how long this has taken me. So, yeah, that's the pan back on, and that is the drain setup up there, fully finished. That is the oil feed right here. Comes straight up from right here, right to the front. So that's kind of how it's going to sit on the car, meaning this will go straight towards the front where the motor is. This came with this little gold piece. I'll put some RTV here just because this little adapter thingy was in this set. Is there anything on it? I'll put a picture of this kit that I got from Amazon. But it came with some little tape stuff. One of these. This 90 and one more of these, which I already installed, which I'll show you. And then I think this is 4 feet or 6 feet of line. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 4 though. Now coming up under here, that's where originally up in there is where the oil pressure sensor right here used to be, but I installed that little adapter thingy, and pressure sensor is right there, and that is the other fitting I'm talking about. So what's going to happen is this right here is going to have a line coming off of it. I might buy a 45 because I don't like that drive shaft's going to go up like 6 inches. Maybe not 6 inches, but it's got to go there, and that's where it's at now, so it's going to be close. So I don't really love that. And then just shoot the line from here, right there, straight on up, and right there is where the turbo will be. So it should work perfect. I'm excited to test this all out right now. All right, not sure if I showed this last clip, but I did have this for the feed. I did have the thing it came with, then this 90, but I do need an oil restrictor for that. As you can see, there was no restrictor on this one, so I ordered a new one with the restrictor. It's weird that this came with the turbo but isn't a restrictor. I'm not even sure if I do need a restrictor, but Google says yes, so I'll order one. So that'll be here tomorrow. But what I'm messing with now is finally completely finishing this. So as you can see on the turbo, threaded, not threaded. meaning one bolt's gonna be going down through here, right through here where it could, and these other two can't get a bolt in either one. So bolts gonna be going this way for this one, and then these two are gonna be going that way. So for the one that's going up right here, these two I do not need threads on, but they're threaded. So what I'm gonna do is just drill out the threads for these two, so then the bolt could slide right through here and thread into the turbo itself, if that makes sense. There we go. There we go, as you can see. No more threads. So what I used, originally I was gonna use a drill bit, taking way too long. I just used a step bit. I know it's not the best thing to do, but get it pretty even, and then I just use a drill to finish off those threads. And now, take one of the bolts, right through it, no problem. Right through it, no problem. Not really loose on either side, which feels pretty good. And this one is still nice and threaded. So that's done. Really nothing else I gotta do to this thing besides just mount it. Should be good. So it's been a little bit since I last time recorded something, but I just got this in there trying to test fitting it. One thing I did have to change is there's that little spacer right there. It's just tacked in still really sloppily, but that's because there was the drain was slightly too low, so I kind of grinded up there to kind of push it out. I do have a little bit more space, but I don't know if I really want to go up anymore. But this is the I'll show you this. Right here is the drain, and if you just run this along next to it, like that, you can see there's just maybe just the slightest amount of pitch. So I'm thinking it's gonna work. It might kind of sit a little bit like over here somewhere, but I think the oil that's coming out of it will push it through, hopefully. I'm not really happy with it, to be honest, but my next step is either cut this to go up more, or to redo that whole exhaust piece to come up through here and have the turbo just sitting up here. And I really do want to keep this functional, so I'm just gonna do it like that. Hopefully this will work. I'm not the most confident I've ever been, but I guess I'll find out, right?